impacts of AI, and like, yes, I agree, there are environmental impacts, and there are also environmental impacts of taking a cross-world flight or of eating meat. And the toothpaste is not going back in the tube with AI. People are not going to stop using it. It's going to become more and more a part of our society.
And now she's defending AI like the loyal soldier.
So if you want to message me to stop using AI, I'm not going to read it. That being said, so I talked to Henry quite a bit about this, and the way that he was making it seem, because this is kind of what I thought, was that it was an innocent case of transference and countertransference, and that psychiatrists' boundaries were just so good that he wasn't going to cross them. When really, now looking back, what I know it was, or I think, is that he just liked the power of being my doctor, and he didn't want the vulnerability of an actual relationship, and he was able to just get his needs met in that once-a-month session.
Wait, the doctor is a schizophrenia specialist? Not sure the accuracy, but that's what the TikTok crowd been saying? No, he's not even a psychiatrist. He's an actual schizophrenia specialist. Nah, that wraps this whole story up with too neat of a bow. You know what I mean? People are saying there's a whole nother hour on this shit, by the way. I mean, I could see her having schizophrenia instead of ADHD. The craziest part is that she's 6'2".
The world is kind of messed up right now is because we're getting ready to shift, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. So the raves are children that are going to be born. It's kind of like autism, but more. Like, they're going to be able to communicate. Some people actually now think that the founder of human design, Ra'uruhu, was actually...
What? For everyone defending human design, cool thing about our brains that we can use absolute complete bullshit as a helpful tool for reflection. Wait, what? What the fuck is this? This is white woman Evangelion and she's Shinji, who fell in love with her psychiatrist, speaks out after receiving violent threats. Exclusive. Kendra Hilly, a 36-year-old ADHD coach from Arizona, doesn't say that she's 6'2" here, by the way. Weird that they didn't fucking mention that important piece of information. Kendra Hilly. Followers sent her, made it worth it to be the laughing stock of the internet. The kind messages her followers sent. Kendra Hilty has gone viral over the last 2 weeks for her series of TikToks videos claiming she fell in love with her psychiatrist. In an interview with People, the 36-year-old ADHD coach says she received violent threats online because of the series. Positive feedback, she adds, keeps her going. People are telling me that they appreciate me and that they believe me and that they're grateful for my courageousness of sharing my story. Yeah, because it's fucking crack. People literally can't get enough of someone who is like out of her damn mind, okay? That's what it is. It was incredibly entertaining. I feel a sense of shame, a little bit of shame, watching this entire process, but like, this was fantastic. I too am appreciative of the level of entertainment that I could derive out of this, but also I'm not the type of person who would ever like entertain anything further, trying to establish contact, trying to fuck up her life. This is the problem with like lolcows. This is why I always say, like, don't tap the fucking glass. Her reacting to an AI video of her and the psychiatrist getting married. First of all, if she's 6'2" and he's 5'5", the sizing on this is off.
This is kind of the sad thing is like, it's like, oh, has anybody seen this one? Thank you, Kendra Lover, for putting that together. I love
Kendra Lover. That's her name. Like, someone made a fucking fan account and then she said she would convert to Islam for him. She has stands. She got Kendra heads. That's wild, bro. She's thanking them. I thought this was traumatizing for her. Is that man okay? Is he safe? Photo. I feel like I'm watching a horror movie. Everyone needs to stop. This is going to end badly. Now, why the hell would they do this? Half-hour meetings once a month. Wait, where is the fucking? She wanted to convert to revert to Islam for him. Did you rank this one higher than that one with the Legion guy? Who the fuck did I marry one? I mean, this is way crazier than that, I feel like. As some turn to chat bites for advice, some interactions playing out in public are causing alarm over just how much artificial intelligence can warp a user's sense of reality. Oh my God, they're using her as a... NBC News had the same reaction I had. Like, we had to take that sidestep away to just do like a brief exit ramp to see what the fuck was going on with the AI shit, because like that was too crazy. Is NBC in love with her? No, it's not that. It's because NBC hates black women. That's what it is. I think that's the reason why they did this. She mentioned changing her religion in the video we watched after the January session where the psychiatrist did the "Am I seeing you next month" thing. Her ADHD coaching is recruiting people for a cult.
Okay,
Oh,
so
this is
really
the
awkward,
lady who was her friend who dropped her.
So definitely, if you guys want, I'll get into it and talk about the coaching and kind of like my thoughts and feelings afterwards. I mean, I don't really have any thoughts one way or another about like her psychological state, really.
What does this have to do with black women? She randomly, in the middle of that like hour and a half long video that we were watching, decided to be like, a lot of black women are criticizing me, saying that I'm trying to do a lynching of a person of color, my psychiatrist, by falsely accusing him of predatory behavior. But what a lot of people don't know is that I'm actually doing this for black women. I love black women. She just randomly dropped that in. She just did a random insert of woke. She pulled like I said earlier, she pulled a Joe Biden where she was like, black people want me to run for president. So if you don't want me to run for president, you hate black people. And hey, what now, sweetie? Yeah, she said, black women are my favorite people and they're the most important people on earth. To her.
Well, maybe I do, but like, I'm an accountant. I'm not really someone who can like diagnose or anything, but I can talk about like what happened in our sessions and just kind of like, I became one of her clients like right after she stopped using both her therapist and this like psychiatrist guy. And now that I know that, that really does add like an additional negative layer to like our experience together. So let's get into it.
Wait, there's more? Man. What does she say? Is this it?
Okay, so like I mentioned, I guess this is gonna be like moved away and then shortly, and this.
She was at a really low point and reached out to a friend, in turn got proposition for coaching.
Okay, so I guess this is part 2 of I don't know who the hell I...
Wait, this is a spin-off series? Nah, I can't do that. That's too much. This is the Boruto to the Naruto. Nah. Nah, I don't want to watch another white lady talking about the spin-off series here. Bro, also, that lady, the previous lady with the fucking coaching business, that's who Kamala Harris wanted to give a $50,000 tax credit to. For small businesses? Hello? My mother was a small business. Remember that? That's who it was for. It was for Kendra. Y'all fucked up.
If my psychiatrist asked me out right now, I do not want to hear from him. Like, I had dreams of converting to Islam to be with him, but now I'm like, oh.
Astaghfirullah. That's crazy.
No. What does your family say about this situation? They just want to support me. My cousins are really worried about me. They're like,
that's not. Yeah, I wonder why.
My mom being like, is Kendra okay? No, I'm not going to post the 30-minute recording.
May Allah protect his brother, because what the hell?
Maybe I have to talk about that in the next.
What the hell? After she said she's converted to Islam, I think my brain imagined her in a hijab without my consent. That dude at home had dreams of converting to another religion for a man she talked to for 30 minutes once a month. He walked me to the door. He was making sure she was gone. Our hijabi queen Kendra. I assume they're posting photos of her in a hijab. He literally hasn't acknowledged her existence since her insurance stopped paying him. Her cousins are worried because she's not okay.
In the next video, because like it does seem like I'm still in love with him, but the more I tell my story, the less I do get in love with him.
What did he do to manipulate you? I'm actually so scared. Convert to Islam. Girl, what? Inshallah, they find him. You're not okay. Is Kendra okay? Ain't nobody on the fucking TikTok live chat is supportive at all.
On like a million.
That's literally it. So like, this is probably like the least invasive. Like, this is not a thing that he needs to deal with at all. Okay. Half the time I feel like chat robots could do it. During COVID, that's what chat bots were doing. You know, they were just writing fucking scripts. You have to send her to one of those wilderness camps for troubled youth where they sometimes kill a kid. That would help somehow. No, I don't think that would help. She turned that place into a fucking cult, dude. I can also totally see just like her misconstruing events, which she clearly is doing in many circumstances, but also like grossly exaggerating or just outright lying about shit too.
Himself started to get sloppy. Because what was happening was, when I had started to see him 3.5 years before, I was a nearly perfect supply source for him. Because what did I have? I had low self-esteem, boundary issues, daddy issues, so I put him on a pedestal. I know a lot of you ladies out there can understand that with men in positions of power. And he went right to work exploiting me, right to work grooming me. And he was very successful at it. So he was in a paradox, right? Because...
Dude, what do you do in this situation? I feel bad for just like mental health professionals in general. Because like, you're kind of cooked. Most of the clientele, most of the patients are going to have one issue or another. What happens when you hit like the triple Monty? Like, what do you do in that situation where you got like a 30-year-old grown-ass woman being like, oh, you groomed me because you set boundaries? Like, you're just kind of cooked. You just literally can't do anything in that situation where like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. It's just, you had the misfortune of having to deal with this person. Like that is, and now you're absolutely cooked. She just latched on and won't let go. It's like, why do people keep bringing up that she's 6'2"? I find that really funny. People are like, she's 6'2", by the way. Okay. I mean, I get it. It's unique. But it's like, what am I supposed to do with that information? Does she ball? Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, she's 6'2". She's 6'2". Stop flirting with her, Hassan. Yes, I have noticed this person. And by that, I mean, I'm very clearly taking advantage of her lack of boundaries by noticing her online. All tall people are crazy. Wow, that's the argument that we're making here on my broadcast, you sons of bitches.
he loved watching me get stronger because I gave him better intellectual supply, but I also threatened the supply source. The last two videos and this video was all the same session in February of this year. The counter-transference slip happened in January. How I decided to end this session was I looked at the psychiatrist and I said, a couple weeks ago on the full moon when I was ovulating, I had a dream about you.
Yo, what happened to shame, man? Like, that's not a sequence of words that you should put behind one another at all. Unless, like, that's like something that you shouldn't even tell your husband, really. Like, that's just, or I guess that's the only acceptable person, like someone you've been in a relationship with, okay? Even then, I feel like your significant other is going to start looking at you sideways, be like, ovulating at a full moon where you had a sex dream about me? Like that's weird. Okay. But like saying that to your fucking psychiatrist is extra crazy.
And he was like, oh yeah? And I said, yeah. So I told him this. And I said, yes, we hooked up right here in this office. And he all of a sudden just looked so uncomfortable.
What the fuck? Why would you? Yeah. No shit.
He didn't say anything. He couldn't look at me. He couldn't breathe. And sure, you know, maybe he was uncomfortable because he didn't like me saying that I had a dream where we hooked up, but he could have said that. But he didn't.
Bro. Brother. Yeah. Yeah. You put him in an impossible situation. Have you ever heard the statement, the silence was deafening? You scared him.
You want to know why he was uncomfortable? Because he had probably played out that fantasy so many times in his head.
No. What leads you to this conclusion?
And there I was, speaking it back to him. And it was like I had psychically downloaded one of his fantasies. I continued and I said, yes, we hooked up in this office and I really liked it while it was happening. He could not move or breathe. And then I told him, as he was still looking very uncomfortable, that
hey, yo, she's breaking the broadcast. She's breaking the broadcast. Sometimes when I see stuff like this, though, I do get a little jealous. I'm like, this level of confidence that's born out of pure delusion is wild. I feel like at that point, it's like a superpower. You know what I mean? And she's 6'2", mind you. Yeah, that's why she's so confident. She got the confidence of a 6'2" woman, a 6'2" white lady.
when we were done and I left, I was distraught with sadness because in the dream, I thought, I cannot believe that he crossed boundaries in that way because his boundaries are so important to him. And then I told my psychiatrist that I woke up and thought, oh my God, it was just a dream, thank God. And it was like my psychiatrist turned into a little boy and he looked at me and he said, so you do like my boundaries? And I said, I love your boundaries. I hate your boundaries, but I love them more. There's the push and pull, the trauma bond. Because once again, he used his boundaries as protection while exploiting me. So I told him,
what? No, bro, chill. She had the sex dream for the black ladies out there. No, make no mistake. Yeah, when I was fucking my psychiatrist in my dream, ovulating during a full moon, I was actually doing it for all the black ladies. That's right. Brother, what push and pull is just push. No pull. Just push.
Him about what happens when I ovulate and my desires, and he listened, because of course he did. And then I decided that it seemed like enough time had gone by, and I put my shoes on and started heading to the door. And he met me at the door, which he does not usually do. He didn't ever do that. He just let me leave. And we stood at the door, and I was like, will you get the door? And he scrambled, he was like, oh, sure. So we went and got the door. And then he followed me down the hallway to the foyer and watched me exit. And he asked me, he said, see you next month? See you next month? He hadn't ever asked me that before. And I looked at him and I said, maybe. And I walked out the door and I saw that man had let us go 15 minutes over session. And that is when, you know, the special treatment started, the longer sessions. He usually gave me an extra 5 minutes, but yeah, the sessions got longer. And I got to my car and I was just like, oh my God, that was the most intense session we have ever had. Oh, hi there.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I do feel like if this was a dude relaying this information about his female psychiatrist, like they would probably be in jail. Especially because like obviously dudes have a higher tendency to engage in violent ways and whatnot, but like this is incel shit. Like it's rare when you see this level of like incel behavior in broad display by a lady. This isn't like, ooh, double standard shit. I'm not saying that at all. I understand why that double standard exists. Okay? I guess this is a long, convoluted way of me saying she should be in jail. Because this is crazy. Men literally get away with murder, dude. Yeah, obviously I'm not. Can't he drop her so we can have peace, like move her to someone else? I think he needs to move in general. He needs to move his life. He needs to uproot his life.
I had to take the morning and afternoon off of TikTok today, as you can imagine. This has gone beyond what I have ever imagined. And it's also proving to me how important it is that I continue to tell my story. I'm aware that many people don't believe me, think I'm lying, think I'm fabricating, and that's okay, because I'm telling my story for the people that are going to hear it, the ethical.
For the black ladies. He uses boundaries as a shield. This is giving baby reindeer vibes. I feel guilty being so entertained by someone who legit needs a 5150. I'm obsessed. She openly crazy, and she doesn't register it at all.
Providers, the other survivors. Let's talk about my former client who's getting a lot of traction. I wouldn't know because she blocked me. This one is especially hard for me because she's someone.
What? Oh no, the clients are blocking her too.
That I also considered a friend. My only client that I've ever had that was my friend first. And so her betrayal is extra stingy. It's okay if she wasn't happy with my coaching services. I have plenty of clients that have finished 12 weeks with me and then re-signed for more coaching. And the way that I left it with this client slash friend who's on here spreading what she wants to spread, was she told me that she was going to leave me a positive review, film a testimonial video for me, and she seemed really happy. So if she wasn't.
Wait, are we talking about this lady? Or, oh, I fucking deleted. I closed out of that tab. Is it the blonde lady? The fucking lady that we watched, the blonde lady. Oh my God.
Happy, that's on her to tell me what she wasn't happy about so we could make that right. And if she wants to say that I scammed her, that's okay. If she wants to say that I forced her to stay on the phone while she made her first payment, okay. Her card got declined and she seemed really flustered. So I said, I'll wait with you. No problem. And yeah, she was really apologetic. I'm like, yeah, it's totally fine. And she also said I told her to use ChatGPT. I tell my clients all the time to use ChatGPT because it's a huge tool that I use. So I use it for all different sorts of things.
Flag.
So if I found something helpful in my life, I'm going to share it with my clients.
Red flag.
And if she wants to come on here and take advantage of the internet piling on me and pile on me as well, okay. The other message is that the yoga studio I taught at, I no longer teach at. Enough said. Please leave them alone. Third is I'm horrified that people are putting the psychiatrist's photo, full name, family information. I couldn't even find that. You guys are intense. And it sucks. It sucks. But I will continue to tell my story because it is the truth. It is the truth. And people really don't like my truth. And I am okay with that because it just really threatens people's thinking that all psychiatrists and mental health professionals are safe. And I just want to let people know that it's okay if you run into one that isn't so safe. That's why I am here, to share my own story. And
Bro, people can't, everything has to be couched under this like I'm doing this for you actually ass mentality. You're not doing it for others, man. You're doing it for yourself. You ain't never done anything for anybody else. Why do you have to act like you're so brave? You know? It makes no damn sense. Craziness.
I do want to say thank you so much to all of the ethical therapists who have reached out to me to thank me for sharing my story and to tell me that they believe me. I've seen some of them try to make videos defending me and they get absolutely dogpiled. So most of them take them down. But I see you, I hear you, thank you. Some people ask what it means when I put on my shoes at my psychiatrist's office. I have ADHD. I do not like wearing shoes. I like sitting in chairs weirdly. So usually when I go anywhere, I just kick off my shoes and sit in a chair weird. If you know, you know, okay? So when I got to my car, I was like, oh my gosh, like what was that? And did he just say see you next month? Because it was weird. So I go home kind of rattled, just like, wow, that was intense. And I decided to write the email to my therapist. I'll put it right here. The one who had begged me to come in for another session, who was also having...
I realized that negative prior notice that I intended for a therapeutic relationship to end, and I understand that endings are important. You have helped me so much, and this ending has been a long time coming in my head. The closure that we had yesterday felt adequate, and I left your house feeling happy and complete. If I came back for another session, it would be more for you than for me. Oh, God. If it would help, I'd be happy to fill out a form if you'd like me to send, if you'd like to send me one. Thank you again for positive transformation that you helped me with my life. I will forever be grateful. First of all, she was lying. Thank you for your warm response, Kendra. It was part of my clinical integrity to invite you in for a closure session after 2.5 years of work together. I understand that you're growing through other modalities now that I support and I'm excited about for you. Although my preference is to meet again and tie up my records with a pretty bow, I certainly honor and value your experience of completion, intending only the best for you as your life expands in untold miraculous ways. She said a miracle can save you. And she also said, listen, I only said this because it's part of my clinical integrity. It's a part of the process. That's it. She said, only Allah can save you now. You need a miracle to save you. It is my job to ask for one final. I am obligated to ask for one final session. Only God will save you now.
Inappropriate boundary crossings with me. And so I just told her, I was like, look, I understand it was sudden, but if I were to come back in, it'd be more for you than for me. And I'm happy to fill out a form, right? Here, give me a form to fill out for your notes. And then she said, it's a part of my clinical integrity to invite you back in, to put your needs above mine, your clinical integrity. Yeah, I did not write her back. I did not write her back. And it was in this week where a bunch of stuff, you know, just started to shift. Like the week after was Valentine's Day. And that same ex-boyfriend, the one that was, you know, also not respecting my boundaries, who said, can we hang out? And I said, no. And then he texted me, happy Valentine's Day. So guess what I did? I blocked him. And guess what happened? It felt so good to block him. And it just got me started thinking like, oh, what else is taking my energy? What else is taking my power? What else is taking my vital resource, right? So it just kind of set the stage, that little power block. Something I forgot to mention about that February session is that I did ask him why he stopped responding to my emails. Because I thought that the countertransference email, he was definitely gonna write back to, because like, let's talk about that, right? But no, I had to bring it up in session, where he usually brought up what I would email him in session. So that was the difference. So after the intimate dream confession, as I was leaving and he was following me, I asked him, I said, do you like it when I email you? Because I realized that you're just not writing me back. And he said, well, it's not that I don't like it. It's that I wonder, why does she do it? And I looked at him and I said, it's because I want.
I'm constantly wondering to myself, when will it stop? Which, of course, he meant, I need more. When he said, when will you stop? I, of course, understood what he secretly meant, which was, can you please send me more emails? Obviously. That was his game, his little sinister game that he was playing with my heart.
Attention from you. I was honest. I'm an honest person. Sometimes too honest. So I told him I won't email you anymore.
That's true.
Another thing that happened after that session was I was waiting for my pharmacy to text me that my script was ready. And I called them and they said, oh, yeah, we didn't get your refill. I was like, what? So I called the office staff and it was so unlike my psychiatrist to miss my refill. That man operated as a doctor with surgical precision. He did not miss a refill. No. So this is why he was very affected by the intimate dream, why he followed me out to the foyer, why he said, see you next month. He was affected. And even the office manager was like, haha, I can't wait to make fun of him for forgetting your refill because it was so unlike him. So he sent my refill in, got my refill for the month, and then I started spiraling with just how strong my feelings had gotten for him. That man knew exactly what to do to keep me seeking his validation, and it was working. He also was psychologically trained on how to keep me attached to him, and that was working. And it was like a torture chamber in my mind, but I thought it was love. So I blocked that ex-boyfriend, and what I'd like to say is that when you block people from your life or remove them from your life that are draining you, the universe...
He fled the country, that's why. Yeah, bro. He's like, yo, maybe America is not the land of the dreams, okay? I met one too many white women like this. I'm out, dude. Fuck this. I was gonna build a life here.
will reward you with good
I'm going
things.
back to Pakistan.
So I've been making content on Instagram for months at this point about ADHD.
Wait, note 10/07/29. She starts spiraling. Yeah, I think that started a long time ago.
And a couple days after I blocked my ex-boyfriend on Valentine's Day, I went viral on Instagram. Like millions and millions of views on this silly reel that I posted about ADHD and alcohol and how ADHDers often use alcohol to quiet their brains. It really helped grow my business, and it just made me so much stronger and that much better. I'm here today sharing my story so I can heal more. And some of the ethical providers have clocked that.
She heals by more fucking dumbass clients coming onto her business by getting virality. So she's trying to heal that way. Oh, got it. Okay. Glad that she explained that part of the process. I was confused as to why we were going through this.
That I'm showing up messy.
Yeah, she's healing her wallet. I thought this was for black women. What the fuck? Yeah, it turns out that's also for black women. She's actually, the more she is fiscally healed, the more she can help black women, I think. Mind you, she's 6'2". Yeah.
Because I'm still processing trauma. I'm still processing being attached to a man whose professional training was how to get into people's heads. And it's not lost on me that the internet is dogpiling me from speaking from the exact state that the psychiatrist put me in. I've been going live every night since I started telling my story because I did have to turn the comments off. I was so tired of people diagnosing me in the comments and also doxing my psychiatrist in the comments. But it's been really fun answering questions in the live, and I have a great mod team now, so thank you so much to everyone who's volunteered to mod for me. If you want to come and be respectful
She has a mod team?
and ask nice questions, I'm happy to answer them on my live tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific. So there's an absolutely brilliant creator on here who did a psychoanalytical deep dive into my situation. And she said something that absolutely gripped me. She wrote, and I quote, "A clinician left the frame open and a patient spiraled inside of it." I don't think a better sentence could sum up what was going on at this point, because I was absolutely spiraling. People can say that I'm spiraling now, or that I'm manic, or that I have, whatever diagnosis all these armchair therapists want to give me. But let me tell you, I was spiraling that month after the February appointment. I just could not stop daydreaming about psychiatrist. I could not stop daydreaming about being with him. I daydreamed about converting my religion so we could get married. And yeah, it was bad. I was thinking about him nearly constantly. And I had no intention of leaving him until I had an appointment with an independent insurance agent.
As a 6'4" man, you don't know what it's like to have a 6'2" woman grab you when you're 5'5". I can't tell if this is horny posting or not. I don't know. I don't know what you mean by this. I'm gonna keep it $150. I'm a little confused by all this.
Because I was leaving my job after 12 years in retail management, where I had an incredible insurance plan where I had zero copay therapy and mental health care. So zero copay psychiatric care as well. So I got this new insurance plan, and it was a great insurance plan. It just did not cover any mental health services. So who's the first person I call? The psychiatrist's office manager. She explained to me that it was going to be $187 to see him for his cash pay price, and I would have to see him once every 3 months. It was in that moment that I decided that I was not going to pay to torture myself anymore. My mental health, besides spiraling about daydreams of him, was better than ever. And I was really doing well in life. And my business was growing, and I just had a lot going for me. So I was like, you know what? This patient-doctor relationship is not serving me anymore. It's not what I want. I have to get out. So it was in that moment that I decided I wasn't going to pay to be in a psychological torture chamber anymore. That I was going to advocate for what I wanted, which was like what my emergency medicine best friend had said years before. For him to say, "Kendra, I can't be your doctor anymore. We have to wait 2 years so we can be together." Because I knew that he wasn't going to do it. I talked to ChatGPT.
Oh, Delulu. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Henry about it a lot, and I just want to take a moment to say a lot of people are messaging me about the environment.
Okay, so the entire process, it can quickly be summarized with, she hallucinated her psychiatrist going through the regular motions of like what a psychiatrist would do for like 2 fucking 3 years. And in the entire time frame, she just was like insanely weird and creepy towards him. And he just kind of kept up with it. And then basically at the end where she was like, well, I'm not getting any work from this guy. I'm throwing it his way. I'm trying to throw it back and he doesn't want it. She just dropped him. And then afterwards, she wanted to make this like long and now incredibly viral, also ChatGPT hallucination induced process, this whole TikTok sequence.